Okay, good morning everyone and welcome to our Tuesday morning training for ASEA Connect 2.0, your one-stop shop for any training, feature updates, things like that with our awesome prospecting app. My name is Derek Woodward and I've been with ASEA for about a year now, and we're going through the app training. And we're really excited to show you some of the features and things that we've been working really hard on with this app. And I can't wait to show it to you. So what we're going to go through here today is just a quick PowerPoint presentation just to help people who are watching this video for the first time so that they understand where they can find us and how they can get access to these trainings on a more regular basis. So first things first, let's go through here where our training schedule that we have here, which may be updated here in the near future. We do like to meet twice a week, Tuesdays at 10 a.m. and Thursdays at 5 p.m. The Thursday at 5 p.m. slot may be changing to a different time, and we may roll this into just a one-week training. More updates on that once we get further launched with some of our newer, more exciting features. So this is where you can find us here on Zoom, and we like to upload all of our trainings over to our ASEAConnect.me Facebook page, where you can find all of our trainings here. Let me pull it up here on my other screen so I can show you. Alright, ASEAConnect.me is where you can find access to our trainings as well as learn more about some of the core features and how to use this awesome app here. So you're going to see you can download the app directly from here, and it's going to take you to our download buttons here. So if you're accessing this site on your mobile, ASEAConnect.me, you can go down here and download it and learn more about this app. Up here at the top here we have a training button which I want to direct your eyes to. This training button is where we're going to be posting all of our recorded videos and all of our recorded trainings that we do together as a group. So as we kind of go through it, this is where you can find all of our trainings. I have also been posting maybe once a month to our ASEA Global YouTube account, where you can find some of our trainings here. So if you go to the videos section for this, you'll be able to see some of our videos here as well. So about once a month, just so I'm not overpopulating this area here, we will get this posted up there to where you can watch it here as well. You can see I have a couple posted up in here, and ASEA Global YouTube page, you can find some trainings there as well. So with that in mind, we also do post on our Facebook page every now and then. It's a nice way to kind of stay connected. And you can get there, facebook.com, ASEA Business Coach, or simply go to Facebook and search for ASEA Connect. And you will find this business resource with that little button right there. And when you click on that, that's going to take you right in here to where you can learn more about ASEA Connect and see our videos and our PDFs that we post. You'll be able to see it all right in there. So now moving along here, we do have, for those who like to learn on your own and your own pace, we do have our own in-app training section, which real quick I'll pull this over into frame so that you can see where I'm talking about. We have this app training area here where you can learn more about some of these different aspects of the app. So pay attention to that, and that's going to be a good resource for you as you are learning this app and some of the new features that are going to be coming through. For today's schedule, what we're going to go through today is going to largely originate around this: how to find your content, how to add your first contact, and things like that. That's going to be a big resource for most of you, so I want to make sure you guys understand these aspects of how to use this app. And as we get questions about some other features, we will definitely cover those as well. In reference to the questions, we do have a technical email that you guys can use if you have any questions with this app. Connect@ASEAGlobal.com is going to be the email address you're going to want to use to reach me and to get any extra help or support with how to use this app. And it looks like we had some joining from Europe this morning, so good morning and thank you very much for joining. So this time slot, this 10 a.m. time slot, works really well for those in Europe who are about 8 hours or so ahead of us. So it's a good time to kind of connect with us and learn more about the app. So we always like to see those from Europe pop onto our calls. So moving along here, let me move this out of frame here, and I'll take a little bit of time to go through a demo of the app and make sure you guys understand how to use some of these awesome features. Just 5 minutes ago, before we started doing this, I've been recording a new getting started guide that you guys are going to be able to use as a resource for getting some better answers with the app. So the getting started guide is going to be about 2 to 3 minutes instead of your standard 12 minutes that we have in there currently. So I'm excited to get that pushed out for you guys, and that should be at some point today. Right now you can see I'm logged into the European version of the app, and you can see that just mainly because this banner here is a European banner. Now I'm going to show you the process of changing your market and language, and this is very important if you are sharing if you are sharing content to other contacts in different countries, because you got to keep in mind the media library is different for each market that you enter in here. So let's go here and click on settings and go to market and language, and let's adjust it here from Germany to United States, since that's where we're going to have most of our content for today's call. Alright, and while that's loading up here, give me 2 seconds here to answer a quick question. Perfect. Alright, so now once that loads up, it will then ask you to select your content language. Now this is the language the content is going to be in. So we want to do English. And now, while we're on this topic here, we have a display language here as well. So where we have the word market and language or a description here, all of this is display language. And so as you're going through this and want things to be in a different content language, you can change that and adjust that right there. So let's go back here and let's take a look at our information here. Alright, so once that loads up here, we will see some new content that we're going to load in here for United States. Now, when this content pulls up here, give it a second for it to kind of think through it there. There we go. Now it's been pulled up just fine here. Now, one feature that you guys are going to want to learn first and foremost is the pull to refresh option here. This feature, if you go to any one of these banners here and just simply pull down like so, you're going to see a little spinning wheel, or if you're on an iPhone, it's going to say pull to refresh. And when you do a pull to refresh and let go, that's going to refresh all the content and repopulate the content to make sure you are all getting the most up-to-date content as you are going through this app. So keep that in mind as we add new Share ASEA stories, which I already know that there are going to be some new ones added at some point this afternoon. You're going to want to do the pull to refresh to make sure you see all of the videos and content in there. So a couple things to note here. The iPhone version has had an update. So down here below where I'm circling on this business section, it's not going to say business. It's going to have 3 dots, and when you click on that, it's going to take you to kind of an options to where you can access your profile and things like that. You're going to see a little circle with your image if you've set that up down here. So the Android version is a little bit behind in updating that. So keep that in mind, that this is going to look a little bit different for those of you who have recently updated to the new iPhone version. So what we're going to do here is we're going to adjust our settings and our picture. I want to show you guys how you can do that to make sure you kind of personalize this experience for yourself. Because when you share content, your contacts want to see your image, they want to see your name, and they want to make sure it's all accurate. That's the beauty of this app. It's very, very clean app, and we want it to look good. So if you click here at the image at the top, or if you're on iPhone, you're going to want to click at that little circle down there at the bottom right. You're going to find an area called My Profile. Now, when you get to the My Profile section, you're going to have an area here for My Info. This is the area where you're going to want to adjust how your image looks, your name, things like that. There's a lot of you who sign up as a business name, and if you want to personalize this app more with your name, that is going to be the area that you're going to want to do that. So adjust your picture, things like that. Now, this is kind of a nice information here. You're going to get email notifications for when your contacts are accessing different pieces of your content. and you want to put in your email address and your phone number there as well. For those of you who are outside of the US and Canada, the text message notifications back to you don't work at the moment. We're working on getting that in place for Australia, and we will have some more answers on that as we get closer to that. There's some legal document and some boring mumbo jumbo that we're working towards to getting that up to speed. So keep that in mind. So let's go back here. And other areas that are important about your language, I showed you about your settings, is I showed you your market and your language. Your settings down here, this is where you can adjust more of your, how do you want your contacts displayed, which ones you've deleted and things like that. An important button here is this clear cache button. This clear cache button is a good way to kind of, I mean, if your app is running slow or sluggish for any reason whatsoever, the clear cache is a good way for you to be able to clear that out and kind of run fresh with that. I've had to use that a couple times just on my end, but overall the app runs very, very smooth. So let's go back here to my profile, hit the X at the top, and let's get back to the My Tools section just so I can show you a couple areas before we dive into adding your first contact. So when we're here on this page, this is your main banner space here at the top. As we get new promotions, which you guys have probably seen around the holiday season, you'll see us posting new banners. What's nice about these banners here is they're all clickable. If you were to click on that banner right there, it's going to take you to our Getting Started video. And just like all these other ones here, if you click on the Share Renew, it's going to shortcut and search for Renew for you right here. On that topic of searching, this search bar works fantastic. If you wanted to search for something like VIA, you're going to be able to do so just like that. If you want to search for Redox, it will pull up just like that. If you want to, I mean, you can do pretty much anything you want to search here. If you want to search for, see if I can find one here. Yeah, like skin. We have a video here for men's skin. And just simply searching here at the top, you can find all the content very, very fast, as well as you can see here some recognition images as well. So the search bar up at the top is going to be your happy place to finding your content. If you want to mark any content as your favorite, such as this Paula video, you can simply tap on the video, wait for it to load up here, and you will be able to hit the favorite button here and mark it as your favorite. When you mark it as your favorite, you're going to have a new section down, I believe it's down here at the bottom. I think I've turned mine off just for simplicity's sake, but if you hit your filter, you have a little favorite button right there, and you should be able to have all of your favorites loaded up in here to where you can access them. So let's do a pull down to refresh all of my favorites. Okay, let's give that just a quick second for it to pull up here. There we go. So as I have any new favorites, I can just simply mark it as my favorite, like this men's skin video, and it's going to pull up here. It looks like it might be slightly bugged out there real fast. I'm not really sure, but let's go ahead and mark a couple more as my favorite and see. There we go. So as you start building your list of favorites, you'll be able to see them all populate in there so that you can access all your content in one spot, like so. So the next thing I want to show you here is adding your first contact. So this is a feature that everybody should honestly be using already. When you go to the contact section, first and foremost, you're going to be asked a question if you want to sync all of your contacts or select contacts. And originally I've suggested most people to sync select contacts, but ultimately it might be easier for those of you to sync all of your contacts. And in a lot of my future trainings, I'm going to suggest that you sync all of your contacts. One, because it's incredibly easy for you to add your contacts from your phone and simply do a pull down to refresh here and just have all of your contacts listed out in there. What's nice about the way we are categorizing our contacts is you have the ability to mark them as a hot or cold contact. So what I mean by that here is these little colors here, these red and blue colors. And so if I was to sync one of my contacts by tapping that button there, let's bring over this person right here. So we tap that to mark them as synced. We hit the X, and that person should now be synced over to my device. right there, Albina Glick. And so if I wanted to categorize her as a hot contact, I can simply slide her over to the right, mark her as a hot contact, and I can access all of my hot contacts here at the top. So imagine you had a list of 600 contacts, but only 20 of them are affiliated with ASEA. You can mark all of them as hot, all 20 of them as hot, and simply find all of them all easily right through here. So that's the way this is designed to work. So yes, sync all of your contacts and then categorize them appropriately so that you can find them quick. That's the way I would suggest to do that. Adding your first contact is very easy as well. When you hit the plus button here, it's going to be adding a contact first to your device, and then you will then sync that over directly to your phone. So let's go ahead and add a test contact here by Tester Robert. Let's add a quick phone number here, like so, just a little fake phone number here, and hit save. And now Tester Robert has been saved. Now if I want to sync him over to my device, or excuse me, sync him over to the app to share some ASEA content with him, I'm going to click on this Sync Device Contacts button here. Let's make sure he didn't get pulled in here. Okay, we're going to click on the Sync Device Contacts button here, and we're going to find Robert. Tester Robert. Now if I click on Sync here and go back, I now have a new contact for Tester Robert. So let's scroll down here and find Tester Robert. There he is right here, Tester Robert. Let's go ahead and mark him as a hot contact so I can find him on my hot categories up here at the top. Tester Robert here. Now if I wanted to share any content with Tester Robert here, I can go one of two ways. I can start with the tools section here, but since I already know exactly who I'm going to be sharing this with, and that's going to be with Robert here, I can simply tap on Robert, and then here at the top here I have this button here for Share Tools. Now when I click on Share Tools here, I will be able to then open up all of my content here and be able to share content with Tester Robert. So let's go through here and share maybe one of my new presentations that I've built here, this new to ASEA presentation. So as I tap on this, I have the option to click on this little eyeball here to preview what this is going to look like for my contact. Let's do so now. So as I tap on that, it's going to open up my web browser, and it's going to pull up a presentation. Now I can preview this presentation to make sure it's the right video. I can then scroll through and see what else I'm going to be sending to this gentleman, and I can see what PDFs I'm sending as well. So this is a good way to kind of send multiple videos at once. That's what a presentation is, and if you want to learn more about what a presentation is and how to create your own presentation, you're going to want to look at the app training section for building presentations. So let's go back here. And let's get back to our tools here, and let's click on the New to ASEA. And now that we're here ready to send this to Robert, we can send this via text message, social, or copy. Let's go ahead and just send this via SMS. And to ensure proper tracking, please do not add any additional contacts other than Robert. The reason is because if you were to post this on your Facebook wall or share this on Facebook, if people other than Robert click on it and watch it, your app is going to get notified that other people are watching it. But the app is only going to report that Robert is watching the video. So there's some special tracking information that gets tied in with the links that you share, and so that's the reason that is the way it is. So now that that pulls up here, we have our text messaging screen here where we can send something to Robert. So there we go. We can kind of introduce the text message and then create that link there as well. So let's send this off here. And this is likely not going to go anywhere because it is a fake phone number. But just to show you an example of what this is going to look like to Tester Robert here, if we click on it, our app should be notified that Tester Robert is watching the content. My iPad over here on my left has been notified that someone is watching it. And you can see right there, Tester Robert has viewed the presentation. So, good information there. So now we got that notification that Tester Robert is watching the video. Something nice that you can have here in the app as we hit cancel. We're back on Tester Robert here. As you can see exactly what is going on through Robert's feed by clicking on the feed button here. And you can see that the presentation was sent to him and he visited the site and things like that. The activity feed is a good area for you to see what your contacts are going through and what you're sending them. So if you needed to ever scroll back and look at some history about something you sent a contact a while ago, then you're going to be able to do that here on the feed section. You can mark anything in the feed section as a reminder by swiping it over to the right, like so. Your reminders then can be found right here. So let's go back here to the contact. Let's go back to our main page here for the tools section, and I want to show you here where all of these notifications are all saved. All of these notifications for Tester Robert here. So if I click on the feed button, and I do a pull down to refresh on there, this pull to refresh option or feature is something you're going to be using frequently, so get used to it. It's a good way to kind of make sure you're always getting the latest content. So you can see here, I sent a presentation to this gentleman, he watched it, and I marked it as a reminder here with those little blue circles. I can access all of my reminders here at the top, like so. When I'm done, I simply pull them to the right to mark them as done. And now those are no longer reminders. So as you start sharing multiple things with many people, you're going to find that adding reminders to your contacts is something you're going to want to do on a regular basis. I have a lot of people who they do all their contacting on one day and then they follow up throughout the week. Adding reminders is a good way to do that. You also have some options here for adding a custom reminder. This is a good way to add a quick reminder of to follow up with your contacts. Just a way to kind of alert you. Think of it like an in-app alarm clock to remind you to jump in with your contacts and ask them about what they thought about the video and things like that. So that's the activity feed section. Another quick area I want to take some time and show you real fast is the Learn section. We have some big plans for the Learn section that I'm excited to show you more about. This is where you can go through courses and lessons and quizzes of different ASEA content and material so that you can learn about ASEA and their practices and their business practices and their principles and a lot of their products as well. And when you go through the content, you will be awarded, and your app will have little badges and awards that you can have there as well. We have big plans for this area in terms of products and training, and I'm excited to show you guys more about that as we launch some things this year. So when you click on this, you're going to be brought to the ASEA Associate area where we have two courses. And you can see here we have the ASEA Ethos and the ASEA Compensation Plan. What's nice is you can click on these here. It's going to pull up a little video here, and it will teach you about all of the different aspects of the compensation plan. And similarly here with the ASEA Ethos, you can go through here, and if you click on one, it will pull up lesson number 6, 8-minute lesson, learning about this aspect of the ASEA Ethos. And when you're done with that, you can click on the complete lesson here and move on to the next lesson, just like so. It's a good, fun way to engage with the content to make sure you and your team are learning about all of the different elements of ASEA. So we're really excited that the Learn section is going to be such a big part of the future of this app and the associate onboarding experience. So I'm excited to show you more about it. Now the business section, this is a good area where you can learn about all of the different reports of your business and get a high-level overview of how your business is doing. You have your overview tile, your rank advancement, order history, as well as earnings. And then down below that you have some additional services such as jumping into the virtual office for a quick glance at your tree. You can get all of that right here and you won't have to log into the virtual office. See how it logs you right in just like that? So So that's a good way to kind of jump back into ASEA that way. So this app is a very powerful tool to have in your pocket as you're learning and how to use ASEA. And so we're excited that you guys have access to it, and it's available for all associates to use. So hopefully this quick overview was helpful for a lot of you new people here on the call today. And if you guys have any questions, now's the time that we want to open this up to a quick Q&A for any of you guys who are wanting to know more about different elements of the app. That's what I'm here for here. So let's go ahead and unmute everyone here on the call. And we have probably about 10 minutes to go through this here. All right, let me look through some of the questions that we got here so far. Okay, there's a question here. Where can I find this training? I talk too fast. I do apologize. I do try to run through the training at a speed so that we can then open this up to more of a Q&A at the end of the call. So I apologize, but you can find all of our recorded trainings. If you missed the beginning part of this, we have them here on our ASEAConnect.me/training. And I had that pulled up here earlier in the call right here. You can see here's where you can find our training videos that we kind of post. And I also mentioned that we are posting on our ASEA Connect, our ASEA Global YouTube page, to where we can access a lot of these other trainings as well. You can see one right here. And what's nice about these trainings is you can pop in and see. I add a little bit of a cursor movement here so you can see exactly what I'm clicking on. And what's nice about these as well is I've also categorized them so that you can find specific areas just like that. So I'll post a new one here for this year since we have released some new content, and we will then get that uploaded for you guys. Does anybody else have any other questions they'd like me to address? All right. If not, I'm going to get this posted up on our different channels here. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach me, connect@aseaglobal.com, and that is going to be your resource to finding me for any questions you have with the app. And also, if you have any login issues or general support questions, the associate support phone number is going to be your resource for that as well. Thanks, everyone. Hope you have yourself a great day.